will work in conjunction with other groups like Trout Unlimited and bring that riverfront to fruition. We have grants in place, or going for grants to help with the walk. We have a multimodal station on the verge of being built. The Opera House is really just on the verge of being taken over by some private investors. We have property on Elm Street, which should be developed, but the city council has held up money and put it in an escrow account, which, by the way, we don't get a dime of interest. If they would have just left it there and told me don't spend it, I would have. But in escrow, the city is making nothing on that investment, over $300,000. We've had national retailers call me and talk to me about putting some retail stores on Elm Street. That's all on hold right now. Where do we go from here? Well, I know where I'm going, and it's right here, and I'm going to go down fighting. The people of Trinidad have got to hold their governmental officials liable to their policies. They have to have a set of ethics. I know there's talk about forming a public or a ethics committee to look in and hold the public officials responsible. There should be one. The private citizens should be judging their governmental officials ethically without having the officials judge themselves.
Yeah.
Yes.
Recently, I've been reading a novel. I have a little time on my hands. and believe it or not, there was a discussion in that novel, and it says and two people were talking, and one of the characters said, the resistance to change is directly proportional to the number of items that change will affect. I dropped the book when I read that, and it's true. You have one little item that's going to be affected by change, you'll just hear a little rumble. But when you have a whole community that's going to be affected by change, you will hear a roar. And right now, Trinidad is roaring.
Oh.
Change is inevitable, and we have to move on. There is no reason for us to be in the same groove, in the same ditch that we were 10, 15 years ago. The future is ours, and the people of Trinidad will rise to that challenge. I want to thank everyone for coming today, and just let's party.
Okay.
If anybody else wants to speak. See if anybody else wants to.
Oh, yeah. Would anybody else care to say anything? Okay. Well, I'm going to thank you all again for coming and.
Wait. Come on up.
Steve, I just want you to recognize the people from the county.
From the county?
You have appreciate.
Oh yeah, we have a.
Can't vote.
If we had the county's official backing on this, this would have been done weeks ago. So we do want to thank everybody from the county for all of their support. And we're trying to get them more officially involved with some other petition action. So hopefully that will help out in the future. Tom?
Wow, this is really, really incredible. And as someone who has been named Trinidad's biggest troublemaker, I feel like I have 300 friends here today. I have been watching City Council since 2005 when I started filming, and I can tell you I know firsthand how well they operate. And to have somebody come in such a short period of time, and the things that Ed has done and brought so much encouragement and optimism to this community, that's why I quickly stood up on his behalf. And when he and his wife were at our house for Labor Day, I told them, I said, you know, Paul and I have a great deal of money invested here. My family came here over 30 years ago and bought the funeral home, and I have been pouring so much money into it. And the only opportunity I think that we have to succeed is if the town succeeds. And our best chance to succeed is with the man in yellow back here, because he has done so much. Each one of us with our businesses and whatever we do contribute, but he has the city's best interest and with what he can do for this community will propel us all forward. And I think what we need to do now, all of us that are sitting here, they still need more signatures. Each of you should commit to calling 3 people, asking them to come up here today and signing the petition. And if you haven't signed, get it signed. What we need though probably is the people who have the petitions to come forward so you can see them. And let's find out what their phone numbers are, and so you can tell the people, here's who the petition signers are. Terry Sears over here, Polly, who else? Guys, come on up here in front so they can see you. Terry Sears, his number is 714.
Too cheap to turn in my old phone.
599
0365.
0365. Here, you guys, you announce your number, name and numbers.
Okay, 846-3115, day and night.
846-0163.
Name and number though, name.
Polly Turner, 01. 846-01. I can't say it if I don't say it fast, so 846-0163.
Gabrielle Gonzalez, 859-0370.
Alicia Villasana, anytime.
Again, my name is Terry Sears, and I'm one of those implants that you've been reading about in the paper. I discovered this town riding around the country on the train, and incidentally, keep your eyes on the paper. In May on National Train Day, we want to have a turnout to greet the train, to get some publicity, because we're all working to keep the cross-country train going. But I moved here 2 years ago. I bought a house, I bought a car in town, I tried to shop in town, and then when I saw, and I've been fighting these kinds of battles between a manager and boards of directors for 25 years, and I really don't need this, but I saw what was happening, and I said, oh well, I can do one more battle. For those of you who are on the fence, or your friends are on the fence, and you may not know some of the details or have been following it, let me give you about 2 minutes worth of things to tell your friends. The Gang of Four, as I call them, have already cost this city, if you look projected over the next 3 years, $300,000 on the LED project. When you see us paying for the lights at the athletic fields, I want you to remember that those tax dollars that you're spending for that, we could have had for free. The project would have paid for itself in 3 years. The thing with Ed as the city manager, because they didn't do the review, because they violated his contract, because they created a hostile work environment, if they are successful in terminating him, if they are successful in terminating Ed, I project a cost based on my experience with this kind of thing. Even if the person, if you don't believe me, go online and Google punitive damages, wrongful termination, at-will employees. And once you do that, the state of Colorado laws go out the window, and if you have terminated that person either by bad faith termination or in retaliation, federal laws come into play. And you're talking about 36 months of COBRA, a year's salary, and anywhere from $200,000 to $400,000 punitive damages. Those punitive damages will not be paid by the city's insurance company. They'll have to come out of the city's operating fund. And the city could lose that kind of liability insurance. This Gang of Four also wants to go after, and they've started this past week, going after the police chief. And because of a threat made by one of the city council members in public that was, look in the January 12th Pueblo chieftain, her own attorney admitted that she made the threat of getting even with him. That would cost, if they terminate the chief with that public official's threat on record, you're talking another $300,000 to $500,000.